You are about to enter the Red and Rev Sports Show experience. Get ready for some real sports talk from some real sports fans who were real sports athletes who have sports knowledge.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 381. Yeah, we got another good one for you today. Let's see what's going on. Well, we got the NBA Finals finally reaching a pivotal point. We got the Knicks trying to find a coach, but not having no luck. Folks hating on Coco Gauff. Can you believe that? No, I can't either. Since the front office, man, I thought the Falcons front office was bad. Lord have mercy. We need to talk about that. And Antonio Brown back in trouble again. And this time might be the worst thing of all. Greek Freak, he might stay in Milwaukee. All that trade talk could have been for naught. And Aaron Rodgers finally arrives in Pittsburgh. Can't wait to hear coach's thoughts on that. And, believe it or not, might be a different Braves report than we had the last 2 weeks. We're going to talk about it. Episode 381. Coach, Red, Horace and Real might stop through later. We don't know. We'll find out. Let's begin to talk about it.
What's going on, everybody? The Reverend is in the house.
Real showing up.
The Reverend is in the house. Coming to you, Red and coming to you live from the ATL. Shout it. Well, Reverend's live from the East Coast, Coastville, PA, that is. We come to give you real sports talk because we are real sports fans. We're real sports athletes. You have what, gentlemen? Real sports knowledge. So hang out with your boys, Red, Rev, Coach, and Hope for episode 381 of the Red and Rev Sports Show. And as is our sports custom, we turn to our numerologist, Coach Patrick Thomas, to give us someone related to those three digits, 3, 8, and 1. What you got for us, Coach?
All right. Good morning, everybody. Well, I'm going to pull up a guy who, I don't know if you can say he was underrated or not, but he was one of the most talented guys of his era, of his time. He went to 3 Super Bowls, won 3 Super Bowls, so that gives him the credit for the 3. And he wore the number 81, and he wore it proudly better than anybody for the Washington Redskins. And he is, like I said, number 81, 381. One Arthur Monk, wide receiver for the Washington Redskins. Art Monk, one of the greatest of his time, and who did so much for the Redskins to get those 3 Super Bowls. Art Monk, 381.
That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. I got to give you a hand on that one. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. That was not one that we were going to expect right off the rip, but you surprised us on that one. You did go beyond Pittsburgh Steelers or somebody that was one of your teams. So we got to give you credit. Give you credit where credit is due. So that's cool. Thank you for 81, Coach. How you gentlemen doing?
Good.
Yes, sir.
All is well.
We want to appreciate Ho from the Sports Roundtable for joining us on today. I appreciate everybody being in place. I didn't know if I was going to get back in time for the show, but God had it where I could be back. So I'm glad to be in the saddle and glad to have Horace joining us with joining with us for show 381. So let's welcome Reverend Nation. They helped make this show is to be what it is. And before we welcome Reverend Nation, if we could just for a moment have a moment of silence for one of our great listeners who transitioned. We want to remember, let me just type it in chat real quickly. We remember Christian Trailer. He was one of our fervent watchers and avid watchers of our show. He suffered a stroke a few weeks ago, and unfortunately, he transitioned this past week. He used to be one of my members at my church for a period of time. I knew him ever since he was in grade school, and he used to give us great sports takes when he tuned in. So if we don't mind, I'm going to put everybody on mute real quickly, and we're going to have a moment of silence as we remember Christian Trailer. All right. Thank y'all, everybody. And let us be in prayer for Christian's wife, his children, as well as his family members. They go through this rough period. Christian was only 40 years old. That shows us how life is indeed precious. Again, we remember his life, and we thank you for being a part of Reverend Nation and helping the Red and Rev Sports Show be what it has become. With that being said, we want to welcome Reverend Nation into the building. The VP said he's climbing the building like King Kong, looking for those 100 men that are supposed to take it down. We're bringing you another fire season of the Red and Rev Sports Show. Reverend Nation, rise up. The president is in the building. Good morning, gentlemen. Love and blessings to Christian X Trailer. a fellow Revanite gone but not forgotten. Thank you, Mr. President. The VP said the pastor and deacon boy had to have an Eagles fan base club meeting with another attempt to sway the good doctor to become an Eagles fan. That's why he was running late. Hope getting some love. VP said, "What's up, brother?"
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
Dante Armstrong is giving Coach the fire sign with Art Monk. So no doubt the VP said, "Rest in power, Christian Trailer, Reverend Nation." Morning, you good brother. Prayers to the Trailer family. We appreciate you all showing the Trailer family some love. Let's get down to some business, man. Y'all know how we start this show. But before we do the dope, nope, and cope, if you don't mind, please like and share. Go ahead, Hope.
Being a stroke survivor myself, if I could reach out to the family and pray with them and talk with them if that's okay, then I would love to be available for that. Okay,
and I know his actual cousin, but who's like a brother to him, I'll reach out to him and see if they'll be open to that.
Okay, good deal.
All right, and we appreciate
for that. Yeah.
We appreciate you making that mention, and we praise God for you being a stroke survivor, because and you don't look like, as some people say, what you've been through. So that's a blessing. Absolutely. A blessing. All right, man. Let's get to this. As you like and share. Matter of fact, let me say what I say on Sunday mornings. I will not have you to do something that I'm not willing to do. So I'm going on the page to like and share the broadcast, and we ask that you do the same. For who knows, your share might be the share that might let somebody become a part of the Revanite Nation. With that being said, let's shift gears to our dope note cope moments for this week. Our dope moment, what was our best moment in our opinion? Note moment, what we're shaking our heads about this week, and our cope moment, things that we're still trying to wrestle with during this sports week. So we'll go around the horn. Rest in peace, Around the Horn, one of the best shows ever on ESPN. But nevertheless, we'll start with Red, since we're going to go around the horn. Red, what you going to dope on, sir?
Well, believe it or not, I am doping on one, the Atlanta Dream. Yeah, the Atlanta Dream playing some good basketball this year. Sitting at 7-3 after 10 games. Took care of the Chicago Sky last night. No double-doubles for your girl, Angel Reese. Only got 9 rebounds, so they took her out her game last night. I just got to say, and then they sent pretty well in the Commissioner's Cup, so they looking good in the tournament. So and Ryan Howard, 36 points last night. So good job. I think that's the start of the team. So good job. She was ready for a big game. And the biggest dope of all, to add to me and Real's point even more, is that Angel Reese was in town. And guess what, y'all? They still played right down there at the Camp Creek Airport Gateway Center. So just to let you know, be real, don't be BSing y'all. There ain't but one person that can get the Atlanta Dream, the State Farm, and it showed ain't Angel Reese. Okay, so just let you guys know, not trying to, poo-poo, but hey, we are making a point here, and we are spitting facts to you guys. That's what we do on the Red and Red Sports Show. We spit facts. We don't pull comments out our behind like most folks do on some of these up shows. Okay, so anyway, that's my dope moment for the week. Good job, Atlanta Dream. We'll see you at State Farm next time Caitlin comes down. Oh, when Juju
excellent. Absolutely excellent.
All right, man. The game was still in College Park and not downtown Atlanta. Make that point, Red. Appreciate that, sir. Cole, what you doping on, sir?
Believe it or not, and I don't even think I believe this myself, but I'm doping on the actual Stanley Cup. Edmonton and Florida has been a great series so far, and I have found myself actually watching hockey, and I'm like, man, I think 2 or 3 games I've been to overtime already, and it's been a great series, and I found myself actually participating in watching this hockey match because back in the day when the Thrashers was here, I used to work down there, and that's how I picked up on all the rules and the hype of the hockey. And it's been real joyous to watch the Stanley Cup, and I hope Coach will be proud of me that I've been watching hockey. So that's what I'm doping on right now, the Stanley Cup.
Awesome. All right. Coach, what are you doping on, sir?
Yeah, before we dope, I got to jump back to Christian. And every time they said stroke, if anybody that don't know, my father died of a stroke a few years ago. So that hits kind of home. When I saw that happen to him, I kind of had a little moment with that. But I'm going to get past that. We're not going to get down the show. We're going to who has the funniest name, Chanticleer, some kind of rooster or something, who actually won the first game in the College World Series by beating Arizona. Coastal Carolina is not a major power, but they got it together. Now they're in the World Series, and the coach said they got a dugout full of hungry dogs. So, hey, big ups to Coastal Carolina for making some noise in the World Series in the first game, winning 7-4.
Winning.
All right. And I got a dope on Spencer Schwellenbach, who pitched the gym this week. Not necessarily was he flawless, but he pitched a complete game, which is almost a rarity in baseball these days, and especially a rarity for the Atlanta Braves. He won 6-2 in his hometown of Wisconsin, or home state of Wisconsin. He pitched 9 innings, gave up 5 hits, only 2 earned runs, and struck out 9 batters. So as Red calls him, Spencer for hire, Spencer Schwellenbach, you get my dope moment for this week.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Ho, what are you noping on?
I'm noping on the weather for this weekend. I'm noping on the weather for Father's Day, and especially the weekend that the Braves actually need to sweep the Colorado Rockies, and the weather is kind of tempting to delay the process of a sweep. And so I'm noping on the weather for not allowing the Braves, or possible not allowing the Braves to sweep Colorado. So that's my note moment for the week.
Yeah.
You got to be kidding.
Kept me from buying tickets for the game, and I saw that weather.
All right, Coach, what are you noping on?
I'm going to stay in that same vein. I'm noping on a guy called Shorty Doo-Wop, which is Ozzie Albies. Ozzie, you mean tell me the Braves got 15 hits last night and you didn't get one? 0 for 5? Everybody got a piece of the pie, and you got nothing, Ozzie. Come on now. They're going to need you down the stretch. It ain't down the stretch. They're going to need you these games, and you go 0 for 5, Shorty Doo-Wop. Come on, man. Pick it up, baby.
Coach, you just got off like a 20-something game on Bay Street. Get a man a break.
I had to get him for that, though.
I got a note on the Atlanta Braves not heeding to Revs. You have the right. 2 weeks ago, I told them they had the right to be over 500. And 2 weeks later, they're 9 games under 500. So I need y'all to take heed to what Reverend is saying, not go in the opposite direction to what the Reverend is saying. So get your baseball life right, Atlanta Braves, and let's take this train in the right direction. All right, Rev, what are you noping on, sir?
Well, I usually save all my Braves notes, dopes, and coats for the Braves report. But you and Coach just can't be patient, boy. Y'all make me laugh though. But I'm gonna switch gears. I'm gonna switch gears for a moment. I'm gonna go back to football for my note. Oh boy, I think y'all know where I'm going with this. My note goes to one of the newest owners in football, Mrs. Carly Ursay Gordon. Oh my God. This woman is taking Jerry Jones, let's just say she is taking a hands-on approach to a whole nother level by informing us that she has plans to be on the sidelines this year. Not only be on the sidelines, actually have a headset and a play sheet in her hand while she's on the sideline. Lord have mercy. Boy, I thought it was bad Arthur Blank coming down on the field in the fourth quarter. This woman gonna be there the whole doggone game, interfering, making comments. Lord have mercy. Jim Irsay and the granddad who moved the team from Baltimore. Boy, the apple definitely don't. Once again, we got another case where the apple ain't falling far from the tree right here. This woman just as crazy as her pops and her granddad. What are you talking about, girl, woman? You gonna be on the sideline. Who in the world gonna be listening to you? You, Miss Irsay Gordon, you have a right to remain silent, and especially if you're on that sideline during the season. Zip it. Let the coaches do their job. That's what you're paying them for, or what your dad was paying them for anyway.
Oh, come on!
Now, Coach Red just got on us for getting to the Braves report, and we got to get on him for going to the last segment of the show before we get to it. You have the right.
Oh.
This man are giving up. You have the right. We only 10 minutes into the show.
Yeah, that was
Yep, there it is.
All right, Coach. Conclude this segment of our Dope and Open Coping by letting us know what you're coping with.
I'm coping with one Miss Sabalenka for who lost to Coco Gauff. The wind was blowing, you lost. Coco hit some aces, you lost. Coco dominated you in the second and third sets, you lost. Your game had nothing to do with it. You lost. Cope with the fact that you lost and come back. You still number one, but not for long. So cope with the fact that soon all your random Raven will take you out of being number one. It's okay though. Life goes on. Coco is having a ball. Life goes on.
All right, I'm coping with the fact that instead of hearing chatter about who the Braves should trade for to make their team better, I'm hearing talk about who the Braves should currently trade, who the Braves that are on the team, who they should be trading. So that's crazy to be hearing talk about Braves being traded. And as I was getting ready to come to the show, some fool on Facebook had the nerve to talk about Michael Harris being traded. What in the world is going on here? The kid is not my son, but he doesn't need to be traded as an Atlanta Brave. So that's what I'm coping with the fact.
Oh my God.
Instead of people talking about the Braves making trades to improve the team, they're talking about trades that could be made to improve the team in the future. And I don't like that at all. All right, Red, what are you coping with?
What am I coping with? Not me, but the NBA has to cope with Johnny Halliburton. That's right, Mr. Halliburton again. I mean, I could have swore y'all told him when he was allowed back in the arena that he was supposed to be up in the press box watching the games from the owners and in the suites. Well, somehow this guy done made it all the way back down to the court, sitting right up under the goal in the Indy Arena. So close, right next to the Pacers bench that his son could give him a hug after a play. I mean, Lord, NBA, I thought y'all try to keep the man up top and away from the court. I bet the next game in Indy, he probably going to be on the court with a referee's outfit on. I mean, Lord, Mr. Halliburton just keep inching closer and closer to that court. Eventually, he going to be on the court. Like you said, he don't went from the press box. He don't went from out the stadium to the press box to down on the floor. You're gonna be courtside next game probably. So, like I say, yeah, I think Indy Pacers and Tyrese are gonna keep coping with his dad, just trying to be part of the game, part of the events, just trying to be involved. I feel you, Mr. Halliburton. Good old Johnny. Can't keep Johnny away, baby.
Hope, what are you coping with, sir?
Well, I'm gonna do something that's I'm gonna kind of bring all of us into this coping session. I'm coping with the fact, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for all of us, coping with the fact that the next 13 games for the Braves are against our division rivals. This can either end or begin our season once we get through these 13 games against our division rival. We got the Mets, we got the Phillies, and we got the Marlins coming up. Next 13 game is going to determine how this season will go. So I'm coping with the fact that the season could come to an end real soon, or it can start the beginning of something special. So that's what I'm coping with.
Let's pitch them all. You throw Elder and the rest of them.
That's Acuna hitting the ball.
Acuna's hitting the cover off the ball.
Yeah.
That joker balling. He balling so well.
Yeah, he's gonna be in the All-Star game too.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask in the Birds report too.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's see what the Reverend Knight Nation talking about. We have some comments from them that coming in real good. So let's see here. The VP is doping on Coco Golf, winning with grace, thanking her crybaby, ungrateful behind opponent, thanking the so-so French Open fans who really weren't rooting for Coco, but had to give her the propers. The president is doping on the VP holding down the fort last week. Awesome job. Yeah, the VP did that thing. The president also doping on Coco Golf, wins the French Open. Somebody, VP said, even though Ho has been through the fire, only the good father's garments show the remnants of the embers. Look at him sounding spiritual, boy. Thankful to the Lord that you're still here, Horace. That's good stuff. The president is doping on Atlanta Dreamers, actually making things interesting. Ryan Howard sets the record for most three-pointers made in a game with 9. The VP has a double dope. Ryan Howard nailed 9 three-pointers from downtown. Triple dope. Clark is back in the fever lineup. Attendance will rise up once again. Viewership, too. Rev Rose, Adria Reese wore all that fur before the Indiana game because she didn't want to catch a fever.
A fever.
The president's doping on Ho is becoming a hockey convert, another sport getting some love. The VP noping on AB, that is all. Ninja just doesn't know how to life, shaking my head. The president has a special dope person that could actually get the name Schellenbach on the back of a shirt. That's a lot of letters, that's for sure. The VP says Coach Coastal Carolina, veteran CWS champs in 2016. They're retooling to come back in this year to cause problems.
Yeah, Vince. I hadn't seen him in a while. That's what I was saying. I hadn't seen him.
The president is noping on the Cincinnati Bengals, and I thought the Falcons made bad deals. Congratulations. You played yourself, I'm sorry. The president said, nope, Antonio Brown is becoming a graduate from the School of Caruth. Lord have mercy. Not a Carolina Panthers reference. Lord have mercy. The president says, nope, give it 6 games. Skeet Rogers will become an afterthought, and Cap still can't get a job. Big ups to Case Keenum for being the Ray J of NFL QBs, or more like a spleen. Don't know what you actually do. For some reason, you're necessary. Dante said, nope, goes to Cincinnati Bengals and New York Knicks. I don't know who should be embarrassed the most, so they both get it evenly. That's good. That's a fair point. The president is coping, even though Angel Reese gets a lot of backlash. She still finds ways to get her bag off the court as her shoes come with an optional steel toe. OSHA requires them for those working as great. That is funny. Dante said, my dope moment is the fact the Carolina Panthers no longer the laughing stock of the league thanks to the Colts' new ownership. Facts. And you can add the Bengals in there as well.
Hey, Real.
Yes, sir.
Real.
Yes, sir.
I forgot. Dante's birthday happened this week.
All right, man. Happy birthday to Dante Armstrong. Let me see if I get a good sound. Way to go, Dante. May God continue to bless you with many more years of life, health, and strength. Thank you for being a watcher and a poster to the Red and Rev Sports Show. We truly appreciate you, bro. All right. Thank you, Coach. Let's get to these NBA finals. Lord have mercy. Let's get to the NBA finals. Here we go. We're going to talk a little basketball. Before we talk about the game, and he said, thank you. 35 years. All right, man. Happy 35th birthday, bro.
Okay.
Well, you making us all on this panel feel old.
You lying, man.
Not just Coach. You making us all feel old, boy. Goodness gracious. Let's talk some NBA finals. Now, before we go into it, we know the series is tied 2-2. I need to ask a question. Since Red said we keep it real on the Red and Red Sports Show, are any of you all finding it difficult to, number one, be excited about the NBA Finals, number two, actually watch the NBA Finals?
It's not the most popular series out there. Definitely ratings speaking loud and clear that the American public just not interested in Indiana and Oklahoma. Now, of course, we all keeping up with it as diehard sports fans, but it's not like I say. I didn't even watch the game till late last night after I had came home. After it got settled, and I went on and watched like the recording on my NBA Live app, because I didn't even, like I said, I went all through work and didn't hear nobody talking about it. You know what I'm saying? I got off work, made a few stops. Nobody didn't hear nothing, no score. You know, if it was some other team, I remember real back when the Miami Heat and the Dallas Mavericks were playing a few years ago. Man, I could get out work, couldn't even stop nowhere and didn't hear folks talking about the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, woo, boy, you saw that Heat game tonight? Man, what the Shaq and Wade? I was like, oh, man, I'm trying to cover my ears because I don't want nobody to spoil it before I get home. I didn't have no worries about that last night. I had no worries about nobody telling me what happened in the game. Didn't have no worries about it being spoiled. I know I could watch it, and now I didn't know anything that happened in the game last night when I was watching it. Still was surprised that and the fact that Indy choked it away, the fact that I didn't hear nothing about that. Of course I stayed on Facebook for a while until I watched the game. I probably heard something then, but yeah, man, it's just not becoming one of those series that's gonna be one of the most talked about when we look back. When we look back at as far as NBA finals, this might be one of the lesser finals that we remember. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be Lakers, Celtics, Warriors, Cavs. It's not even gonna be Nuggets in the Heat. So yeah, definitely don't have that fandom like you made your post last night. Definitely missing that superstar factor.
Anybody else want to chime in before we actually talk about the games?
Yeah, I can chime in about this. I think because there's no big market team and they still searching for the face of the NBA. I think the NBA has to have this go 7 games. With new TV deals coming up next year, they have to make sure that small market teams and people are available to watch small market games, the small market teams, and see it go 7 games. I think it's to their benefit to try to maintain the interest of the fringe NBA players. I mean NBA watchers. So I think it is in the NBA interest to go 7 games because of the new TV deals that's coming up, and you see they're paying everybody on NBC, paying Michael Jordan, they're paying, I think, Jalen Rose, they're paying everybody to try to garner watchers to watch NBA on NBC. So I think going seven and making this be not such a blowout is in the NBA's best interest right now.
Now, Harsh, you said some words that kind of teetered on the fact that you think this might be rigged a little bit.
Well, heavily influenced.
Yeah.
You won't use the word rigged, but heavily influenced. Okay.
Heavily influenced.
Okay. All right.
In a beneficial way.
I got you. All right. I won't push the envelope anymore. You said what you said. Coach, you got anything to add, or you ready to move on?
I'm just gonna say it like to quote Mr. Brown from Meet the Browns. I think the series and both teams are being misrespected. I mean, Oklahoma City played good all year. They're one of the better teams in the league. And you know, somebody made a joke, and it wasn't a very good joke, talking about this is the best thing that happened to Oklahoma City since they recovered from the bombing. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, man. That's all you got to come up with something for this? And you got 2 teams, one who hadn't been in the finals since they were the Supersonics, and Indiana who never won, and you're not appreciating the series. So I'm watching. You know, I'm trying to watch. I'm trying to be part of the. They don't have my Nielsen box, so I can show that I'm watching. But I'm watching the game, trying to see something, because I saw some stuff from some of the Indiana fans looking kind of rough last night when they saw Oklahoma City won, and Oklahoma City has made it compelling by snatching the series back and making it 2-2. So yeah, I'm gonna watch. Well, I guess because I like basketball, like you said, but we know.
Well, here it is, Coach. If we're going to be consistent on this show, I'm going to make an analogy. This series right now is like watching the WNBA minus Caitlin Clark. It's not that interesting.
God, don't.
Think about
it. Yeah, right now.
The WNBA had stars like SGA, stars like Tyrese Halliburton, but how exciting did the American public and the basketball public find watching these stars who are not box office in the WNBA?
And Rev, to your point, SGA and Thunder there, where SGA is a so-called upcoming star, but like you say, they really don't, man. Those guys' personalities are just boring, man. Okay, see, they play like their city. They just, they're a good town full of some good people, but how many people in Oklahoma have a lot of personality? Not many. And the players, they act just like the fans. They just, you know what I'm saying? They you see them, they got one commercial. Oh yeah, that commercial where SGA, Jalen and Chet are dressed in the same outfit, and I think they going out hitting the town. Other than that commercial, like I say, you don't have too many endorsements. You don't have too many star personalities. SGA is a quiet star. He doesn't really say too much. More of a humble young man. Jalen Williams don't say too much, and then he talk like Mike Tyson when he does talk. And
let me jump in right quick, Red. Let me jump in because you kind of took my time. You had talk about 10 minutes, and then you hijacked my time.
My bad, Red.
But the point that I'm gonna harp on that Red is kind of making for me is the fact that these guys are not persons that people gravitate to. Plus, if we had to be honest, you know how ticket prices go up depending upon certain teams coming to the arena. The ticket prices are not jumping up because Tyrese Halliburton is coming to town, because SGA is coming to town. You know, just like what Red was talking about with Angel Reese. They still played in College Park, right? So the point I'm making is that I think it's admirable that Alvin Silver has adjusted the league where all markets have a chance, while at the same time, that might not just be in the best interest of the NBA, because the NBA model is different from the NFL. Folk don't mind tuning into small markets for one game. You try to have folk tune in for a best out of 7 series. That's very difficult to be able to get the general public to buy into it. And I'm going to make a sports confession that some of y'all would never think that would come out of the Sports Red mouth. I have not watched a complete half of the NBA Finals. I have not watched a complete half. Matter of fact, Game 3 literally watched me more than I watched it because I fell asleep. I had to make a confession. As Usher said, these are my confessions, right? I have to confess. So I just want to say that it's very difficult watching this series because star power matters, and to what Horace was talking about earlier, the market matters, because here's how the market matters. If you put this same OKC team in Los Angeles, you put this same Indiana team in New York, this would be one of the most watched finals ever. Mm-hmm. So the market actually matters more so than the players, to be honest. So it's just unfortunate that these two teams that have given us a good series. Yesterday's game was good. You know, to Coach's point, he wanted to get back to what's on the court, not what we were trying to discuss before we got on the court. But to his point, the games have been competitive, and yesterday's game was a wonderful game with a great comeback from the Thunder. So now we'll go to the game. Thank y'all for indulging Rev in his little sidebar talk, talking about the struggle watching the series. But I'll start with you, Hope. I'll start with you. The series tied 2-2. Yeah. How did we get here? What do you expect to come from this series going forward?
We got here because they're taking turn using, and the benches are taking turn dominating and taking over the game when need be. I expected to go 7 for sure. I expect that the bench will continue to be a very, very important part of the series. And I think what Miles Turner and Luke Dort, those kind of guys are playing for other teams, because I think both of those are free agents. So you may look for one of those unexpected guys to kind of step up and try to make a difference in the series as we move forward. But something to think about, to your point, Reb, the two stars that we're looking at, you're making us watch the most unorthodox star in Halliburton and a guy like SGA, who depends on the referees to get him to the free throw line. I mean, you expected us to watch that, which helps us probably go to sleep on the game. like you do. I mean, if you watch the game last night, SGA pushed off and walked in the same in the same motion. But I still expected to go 7. I think the bench, look for one of those unexpected guys to do a little something. So I expect it to go 7, but watch out for Miles Turner or Lou Dort. Or maybe even the Benedict guy.
Okay. Matherin. Benedict
Matherin. Yeah, Matherin.
Red, jump in there.
This was a game that Indy had pretty much in hand. I mean, fourth quarter, you're up by 10. I mean, pretty much outplaying OKC. Beating them. I mean, now OKC, let me say, Indy played more of an OKC type game than OKC played, and they still almost won the game, whereas OKC kind of reverted back doing the little things, and they got them back in the game and eventually winning. Like I say, Indy outshot OKC 36% to 18% from threes. But you see, OKC went to the free throw line more frequently and made more free throws than they ended. OKC out rebounded the ball better than Indy. Indy had more assists. The turnover situation was equal, but like you say, points in the paint. OKC beat Indy 50 to 36. So it seemed like Indy did. I mean, not Indy, but OKC did a lot of little things right. Whereas OKC, man, they had a big lead and just pretty much let it get away. I mean, in the fourth quarter, you had Pascal Siakam was balling. How many shots did he take in the fourth quarter? 1. 4 points in the fourth quarter. Dude finished the game with 20 points. He was rolling. You completely go away from him. Halliburton becomes a turnover machine in the fourth quarter. Like I say, and you just let OKC, who didn't make that many mistakes, they played, to me, they did the things that Indy did in game 1. OKC did in this game to come back. They made OKC choke in game 1. OKC did those things to make Indy choke in game 4. And now they don't allow OKC to tie the series up with it going back home. And man, real, this is the type of game that Indy might look back on and say, well, man, we might have lost the series in this game. Because if OKC go home and blow them out, which they can't liable to do, now the pressure is on Indy to go back home just to survive. Because now you're going to have to survive to get that third game just to get it back to a game 7, like Hard said. So really, Indy, if you have any chance of winning this series, you're going to have to steal another game in OKC. Because personally, I don't see how they win the series, Rev, unless that happens. If they lose game 5 and go back to Indy to survive, they'll just get beat in game 7 by OKC again. So yeah, man, Indy, you let a big one slip away last night. A major opportunity to go up 3-1 and pretty much take control of this series. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was your arrogance, your inexperience, or your just lack of urgency. Just let this game get away in the fourth quarter, and you might regret it for a long time.
All right, Red has spoken. Let's see what Coach got to say real quickly about this particular topic. Coach, what you got to say?
All of y'all are missing the most important. All of y'all are missing the most important thing. The Indiana Pacers during the playoffs were 8-0 when Caitlin Clark was at the game. She went at the game last night. They lost. Simple as that. And they don't even try to put anything else around it. Every game she attended, they won. When she had to go because she got to play the Liberty today, they lost. So that's it. Ain't no need talking about no basketball skills or turnovers. It's a Caitlin Clark effect again, ladies and gentlemen. It's unstated.
I thought,
yeah.
Okay, I was ready for the real commentary.
I was about to come with it. I just had to get that out of the way. Right. I had to say that because that was funny when somebody brought it up. But you got to look at when Indiana Red said it, I think HO said it too. Indiana
Coach, you got a device going on?
OKC's game.
All right, go ahead.
Is it on?
Yeah, you're on with just some feedback
and
echo. Go ahead.
I don't know what's going on. I don't have nothing
Go ahead, Coach.
but yeah, they just OKC. You can't hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. OKC just took advantage of the fact that Indiana was really terrible at the free throw line, and OKC shot almost 90% from the free throw line, which is what they do. You let, like you said, you let SGA push off and get his fouls and everything. He go to free throw line, he doesn't miss, and Indiana didn't take advantage of it. They didn't play a physical ball game, and then you got a Robin like Jalen Williams scoring, averaging 28 a game. Hey, you're not going to beat OKC with him averaging 27, 28 a game. He's not supposed to be scoring that much, and Caruso scored 20. Those kind of guys not supposed to be scoring that much if you playing your defense like you're supposed to. And then Halliburton, like Red said, 5 turnovers. Come on, dog, you handling the ball. You ball handling. 5 turnovers. I don't think anybody from OKC had over 2 or 3. So, you know, I think OKC has snatched the heart and snatched the series back from Indiana when Indiana could have put it away last night when they had that 10-point lead.
Yeah.
All right. So Dante was trying to fact check you. Caitlin Clark was actually at the game, but she left at halftime.
Okay. Yeah. Because I remember, I thought I saw it too, Coach, but I didn't want to say that because you was on the roll.
She didn't.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't see her.
The report
I didn't see her down the.
Yeah, she was at the game, but the report is that she left at halftime.
Then when they went around showing all the celebrities there,
And
they didn't get hurt because she had already left at that point. That's probably what you saw when they went around showing all the celebrities. They didn't show her, but I think I saw her there early with a little cute.
Yeah,
but Coach could get credit that she wasn't there when it all mattered.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All
they
right,
lost.
so
They lost.
Let's see this. Hink, the basement, OKC did what the Pacers did to them in game 2. Karma is real. All right, so
game one, Hink.
With that being said, who got the device on? Cut it off, please. I'm about to find out who it is. Testing. Red, it's you, man. Cut that device off, man. You got a device going on, Red?
I cut a fan. I cut my fan off. Let me cut my tablet off, too.
There you go. Cut that tablet off. You got echo. All right, with that being said, let's go back to you, Hope.
Yo.
Who wins the series?
I think OKC wins the series
in 7. And why do they win it?
Because the NBA is still looking for that guy, and the only guy that they can go to at this particular point is SGA. He done led the league in scoring, so why not? I think it's OKC's to lose.
All right, so Howard's just going with the COA conspiracy. They try to uplift another superstar, and he believes SGA is the chosen one.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. They bringing Canada back since the NHL hadn't had a Stanley Cup champion in the last however many years. Canada, they're trying to get Canada back in there somewhere. I mean, I'm just saying.
Ari done gone deep on this one, boy. He followed on the sword on this take, Lord. All right, man. Red, what's your take, man? Who wins this series?
Well, if the NBA trying to get some fans or want some noise back, I think I got to disagree with Hove. I got to go with the Pacers. That they should want the Pacers because Halliburton is a much more live personality than the SGA. I mean, listening to SGA and Jalen Williams, Mike Tyson sounding, but they about to put me, I'm sorry, they about to put me to sleep sometime. I mean, but at least Halliburton, he tried to have a little personality. And Johnny's boy, Mr. Halliburton, you know he got personality. So, I mean, if I had to choose between what team I want to talk about or what team I want to hear about, it would definitely be the Pacers. So I'm gonna stick with the underdog. I'm gonna stick with the Pacers, learning a lesson after this choke job and going to going back to Oklahoma and figuring a way out to get this thing back home up 3-2, and that'll get them a fighting chance to win it in Game 6. Now, I ain't saying you're wrong because if it don't happen like that, if we go back to OKC for a Game 7. If it's a Game 7 in OKC, well, that's an OKC favor. So to me personally, Game 5 is pivotal, and whoever has the chance to win it on their home court, to me, is gonna win it. So if Indy win tomorrow and have a chance to win it on their home court for Game 6, then I think they'll get the job done. But if OKC win tomorrow and Indy just got to fight to survive to get to Game 7, but OKC still got Game 7 on their home court, I'm saying OKC gonna win it. So Indy, is on you tomorrow. This is your chance, Indy, tomorrow Monday to win Game 5 and show that you're not gonna let that Game 4 loss tear you down, because everybody else probably think you don't choke the series away. I'm gonna try to still have some hope in you. I'm gonna still try to believe in you, Indy. Come on, Halliburton, because them OKC boys, they gonna put us to sleep, man. We don't need them leading the NBA talk for the next few months, man. We need some personality. So I'd rather have Halliburton, Mr. Johnny, and those Indy guys. I'd rather be talking about them for the next few months than OKC. But we'll see what happens.
All right, before we go to Coach, Eric Neighbor said Lakers in the background. Wow.
Of course.
Of the sound piece. The VP said Jodeci, ABC, OKC, and 6. Eric said after Drake took that L, Canada is not.
Oh, Lord.
Higgs said Canada might get one this year with the Edmonton Oilers. He also says Halliburton isn't a superstar.
They are.
He's not the best player on his own team. So I guess he's saying Pascal Siakam is the best player. Coach, who wins the series?
Yeah. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to go with what my brother said. And this is what he said. And he was almost right last night. He said if SGA scores 40 points or more, OKC wins. He had 35, so he was really kind of close. So it's going to hinge on him putting his points up and see if he can score. SGA, if he can get 40, they're going to win. Indiana, like I said, I think Indiana, and I know Red said everybody's saying, Indiana blew a big opportunity last night to end this thing. It was over. They blew a big opportunity in this thing. It was over. And they let OKC quietly tiptoe back in like other people been doing and beat them. And now they're in trouble. They're in trouble.
Correction.
OKC going to give everybody a T-shirt.
Correction.
What's
Coach.
that?
Correction. According to Horace, it wasn't Indiana who let OKC get back in the game. It was the NBA. Hey,
you did see Adam Silver. You did see Adam Silver at the game.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
It was the NBA who let him back in the game.
I forgot.
It got to go 7. It got
to go 7. For sure.
I had to have a little fun.
And for the record, I was trying to engage your hockey. I was trying to engage your hockey people on the show. That's why I used my reference.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Eric Neighbor said Indy still has the best coach. Rick Carlisle's been coaching out of this world this entire playoff series, and he solidified himself as one of the best coaches in the NBA. And if he messes around and wins this second NBA championship, he'll be arguably one of the best to ever do it. He'll definitely be a Hall of Fame as a coach. The president said, I'll take the defense contractor to win the series over the Student Government Association. All right, so he's going with Indy. Sister Mama Wildcat Harris, my Kentucky Wildcat, SGA, and OKC become champions. That's her thing. Sounds like a Kentucky bias right there. Hink, the basement, says, shout out to the NBA for letting my OKC back in it. All right.
I'm telling you, the NBA got their hands all on this.
It's safe to say Harvest won't be working for ESPN or NBC anytime soon for those kind of comments.
Yeah, I listen. I'd rather come on this show and keep it real.
All right, I got you. All right, gentlemen. Let's see. One more comment. The president said, "Don't worry, Ho. You still at least on one hockey fan here. Go Bruins." And Eric Neighbor said, "No lie." All right, gentlemen, we're going to pause. That's going to lead us to halftime of the Red and Red Sports Show. We talked about the NBA Finals. We did our dope, nope, and cope moments. We'll be right back to talk a little bit of baseball. We got some football on the horizon. We got a little bit more basketball to talk about, so hang out with your boys, Red, Coach, and Hope, for the second half of the Red and Red Sports Show. We'll be right back. And we are back on the Red and Red Sports Show. We gave you a good first half of basketball, dope, nope, and cope. We're coming back with the second half. Horace stepped away for a second. I'm sure he'll be back in just a moment. Hink, the basement, said, Ho has been watching too many Mel Gibson conspiracy movies. Hashtag Alex Jones. That is funny. Ho, somebody had a comment for you. Said, Hank, the Basil said, you've been watching too many Mel Gibson conspiracy movies. Hashtag Alex Jones. That was funny. All right, Red, get ready, man, for the Braves report. Are you locked and ready?
I'm ready.
All right, we're going to get this thing to you in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go.
It's game time.
Well, I am actually relieved and happy to say I can do the chop this week. That's right, Braves. Braves. After these awful last 2 weeks, finally, you give me a decent, solid week, positive week where I can actually come on and be happy to deliver a Braves report this week. Ooh, excuse me, y'all. Ooh, excuse me again. I guess I can't deliver this play. But anyway, man, what a good series win this week for the Braves over their Hank Aaron rivals, the Milwaukee Brewers. 2 out of 3 wins, 4 games this week. The Braves won 3 of them. Good job. The one game we didn't win, of course, it was one of our bad pitchers. Grant Holmes couldn't hold the fort down. So we'll talk about that. We mentioned earlier, Ron Acuna has been on a tear. I mean, this guy is he's pretty much our best player on the team. It's funny, he was our best player when he won on the team, and now that he's back, he's most definitely our best player. He's our most needed player. He's our most untradeable player. I don't know who Ray was talking about. The Braves were talking about trading, but I know he better not be one of them. I know that, or you will have lost me as a fan. Ron Acuna had better be a Brave for life, the way he is knocking the socks off this ball. I mean, 10 hits in your last 4 games. Last 3 games, you don't have 3 hits apiece. If you get another 3 hits tonight, that'll tie Braves record with some guy named Buck all those years ago. I forgot his last name, forgive me. Chris Sale was on sharp this week. Like Rev said earlier, Spencer Fahia, Schellenbach was sharp this week. Those are our 2 best guys. Those 2 only guys we got in our pitching rotation. After that, I just can't be sure what you're going to get. Whether it's going to be Elder's inconsistency, Grant Holmes' inconsistency, and whoever the other starter is, I can't even remember right now. Their inconsistency. The point is, the Braves we're probably going to have to make a trade for one more starter to go with Sale and Spencer Fahia. Oh, Strider. That's it. I forgot. Strider. Consistency. You ain't done nothing since you've been back. So, and we got fans talking about we need to move you to the bullpen. So, yeah, but I think he's on the mound today. So we'll see what Strider has against the worst team in baseball. Now, if you can't get it done against the Rockies today, Strider, yeah, I think we're going to seriously have to thinking about moving you to that bullpen, man, because, dude, you making too much money to be coming out choking these starting games away. So we're going to use your money. We're going to see if you can become valuable in that bullpen where we need another arm for about 1 inning a piece. That's about all you've been worth this year, about 1 inning, because after 2 or 3, boy, you started to just go haywire. Anyway, bats waking up a little bit. I mean, 7 runs the last game with Milwaukee, 12 runs last night. Like I say, Ron Acuna being at the top of that lineup, to me, you guys is having an effect on all the hitters. I know Ozzie went 0 for 5 last night, coach, but everybody else seemed to be hitting. I mean, you got Verdugo getting some hits. You got Riley waking up. You got Olsen waking up. Ozuna, even Michael Harris, who he's not real son, and you even had real maybe disowning them 2 weeks ago. But like I say, even he's starting to come around lately. So like I say, if the bats wake up and if we just get one more consistent starter, then we'll be ready for this 13-game stretch that Ho was talking about, which is the most important stretch of the season, because I do agree with him. Next couple of games against the Rockies and this next week coming up against the Mets, the Phillies, and the Marlins, most important stretch of the season. We'll find out, are we going to be buyers or sellers at the deadline? And I'm so interested. Who we really going to sell? Michael Harris? Ozzie Alvis? We can't trade those guys. But anyway, we'll see what the Braves gonna do, man. I'm feeling a little optimistic right now, but that's just the Braves fan in me that I feel like we might have a chance to turn this around. But I need to see how we do today, and I need to see how we do next week, because you got the Mets who pretty much showing that they one of the best teams in the National League early on, the Mets. So if the Braves can handle them pretty solid, and then we can handle the Phillies and the Marlins, then guess what? We right back in it, y'all. Hopefully, we 30-38 right now. And like Rev said, we need to get back to 500 real soon. So, Rev, maybe give us 2 or 3 weeks, and maybe you can close your eyes and wake up, and we'll be back over 500 again. But I won't be looking at those standings anytime soon, buddy. Mute. Ariel, mute. Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
That's good stuff, Fred. Thank you. That's good stuff. I want to show y'all something real quick that might add some context to this season. We noted that the Braves past this season, they lost one of their central pieces to salary. So we had Dansby Swanson, Freeman, and Max Fried. I want y'all to look at this real quickly. And I got a picture of it. Hopefully you can look at it a little bit, but I'll read it real quickly. Basically, what the Braves may be trying to avoid is going over the threshold for the third straight year. Their payroll in 2023 was $204.6 million. Last year, it was $238.4 million. This year, they dropped it $23 million. $23 million. Here's the thing. If they go over the threshold for the third straight year, they would have been taxed at a 50% rate on overages. If they stay below the threshold, it would reset the tax status to 20% for future seasons. So is it the Braves have chosen to get under the threshold so that they won't be exceedingly taxed this year and it will be reset?
Well, I do agree they being cheap. They have been cheap through these years.
So that puts context on maybe why they didn't re-sign Max Fried or try to really re-sign him. May have been put context on why they didn't try to get some of these free agents or trade for some top-notch players because of this tax thing going on with the collective bargaining agreement. Oh, what's your thoughts about it?
Isn't vying for a championship worth being taxed?
If you're trying to win a championship, it means you're gonna have to be taxed because
right. I mean, like
the Dodgers don't care nothing about the tax.
Exactly.
I mean, don't care nothing about the tax.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they need to either get better Formula One advertisement so they can have the money to pay the taxes, and then we'll be all right.
Well, you know what might have happened, Hope? 2021 might have been the worst thing / the best thing that ever happened to the Braves. What I mean by that is,
I see where you're going with that, but go ahead.
They won this World Series,
and
they won it in an unconventional way. They didn't win it with payroll. They won it with just putting the right base of right pieces together who had the money to make it work. And they stumbled upon a championship because when they made those moves, let's be honest, we didn't think they were going to win it, especially since Ronald Acuna was hurt.
Right.
But they kind of stumbled upon winning the World Series. And when you get a taste of that, you think that lightning might strike in a bottle a second, third, fourth, or fifth time. And I think that's what this ownership is banking on to possibly stumble upon winning another championship in an unconventional way and not in the way that the Mets and the Dodgers in particular are seeking to win it.
Maybe it's the karma coming back from knocking down Atlanta Fulton County Stadium where a lot of people who didn't have homes kind of rested. And now the karma is coming back, just like the Falcons probably are having karma for knocking down the church across the way. So, I mean, call me conspiracy theory if you want to, but hey, I mean, in the spirit of karma, it is possible.
Okay, Red, you want to jump in?
Yeah, I can't go that far. I mean, I always say the reason things happen in sports about people making bad decisions, and the reason you succeed in sports about people making good decisions. Now let's think about this for a minute. Both the Braves and the Hawks had unexpected success in 2021, and both of them have, with the exception of that 2023 season when the Braves offense was just out of this world, both of them have kind of regressed. I mean, both of them have made decisions that have not been wise, and now so we sit here in 2025, you can see both teams in the transition of turmoil right now. Yeah, the Hawks who trying to decide, should they blow it up, should they trade Trae Young, what direction they gonna go now. And after they were just in the East Finals in 2021, and every move since then has been a bad move where they just went down. And the Braves ever since 2021, unexpected World Series without your superstar Ron Acuna. You made those trades at the deadline where you got the 4 pieces and you lucked up. I mean, Matt Sick and the Rosarios of the world, they got you to the World Series. And ever since then, Alex been cheap, trying to do the same thing again, trying to find them diamonds in the rough, those DFA players who probably can come over to the Braves and have a resurgence again. The Eli Whites, the Ramon Lamarios of last year. All of these guys. Go ahead, Real. What'd you say, Real?
Allen.
Yeah, the Nick Allen, the same the same type of guys. The same type of guys he traded for in the 2021 season are the same type of deals he trying to make to put band-aids on these wounds that we have. We bleeding heavily, Alex. These band-aids ain't gonna work, man. We need some surgery over here, man. We need real operations over here, man. And it's just like you say, you get rid of your 3 leaders and Freed, I think it was a pitching leader. Freddie Freeman was just all around leader, and Dansby was a leader. And now we have no leadership. We have no farm system. We have really no coaching. I mean, nobody has any faith in Snit. Snit was a guy who benefited from the team that we had. He benefited from those moves that Alex got. Snit ain't no Joe Madden over here, like Joe Madden with the Tampa Bay Rays, where he can, no matter what you give him, he can maneuver. What'd you say, Coach? Oh, my bad. But like a Joe Madden can maneuver your team.
No, I ain't saying nothing.
Like he did that Tampa Bay team back in game. He did those Angels teams he was coaching with. That's not Snit. Snit can't maneuver nothing. Man, if you don't get him a powerhouse team, he ain't gonna do anything with it. And you see what he's doing right now. So, like you say, man, I don't think it's too much karma hole. I just think Alex have made a lot of bad decisions and is just not taking advantage of that World Series that he lucked up into a few years back. It seemed like every decision he's made, and he lying to the public, telling folks he has an unlimited budget or he's not hamstrung. Stop lying to me, man. Just tell us the truth. Just say, I'm limited in what I can do. So you have to understand, and at least we'll understand as a fan. At least you being honest with us. But don't try to sell us on his BS, man. And that's what Alex been doing, Real, since he won that World Series. Just selling us on all this BS. You got lucky in 2023 that the offense was hitting out of this world. And you still didn't even take advantage of that season. So you're not taking advantage of the agents. You're not taking advantage of what the farm system. So, sorry, we just in a bad place right now, Real.
I got one more thing.
Go ahead.
Now, to let out my Braves fandom, I will say this. The biggest mistake the Braves has made is letting Ron Washington and EY go to lead the organization, period. I mean, this was about your leadership in the – so if you lose Freddie Freeman, if you lose Dansby, you lose Freed, who were the leaders in the locker room, you can't lose the next best thing, who was also the coaches in the locker room that was leaders. And ever since EY been gone, the Braves base running has been horrendous, probably last in the league in base running mistakes. So the heartfelt Braves fandom in me will admit that losing Ron Washington in EY probably was the biggest mistake today.
And Ron Washington probably would have choked Eli White out after that dumb thing he did on the base. He probably would have grabbed that kid and said, "Boy, what you think I meant when I said stop you, boy, Ron? I meant stop at my base, you big dummy." Ron Washington probably would have slapped him upside the head. And, well, Coach, you know Ron Washington would have went off on him.
Coach, you got an echo going on, man. We're going to you got some device on or something. So we got to get you to stop with the echo. I know you muted yourself, but take the echo out. Take the second device off or whatever you got going on. All right. I got to make one correction, Ho.
Okay.
It wasn't a mistake that they let Ron Washington go. They had no choice unless they were going to fire Snicker.
Well,
it wasn't like he got another third baseman job. He got a job to be a manager. So that's a whole nother ball game.
And Rev, you see how the Angels playing now? Ron got the boy playing now.
In his second year. Yeah, he just Ron Washington can manage. Take out the little alcohol drug thing he had going on in Texas. He did lead them to a World Series, and they should have won.
Yeah, two back to back.
Yeah, and they should have won it. But Ron was the engine, no doubt about it, because he made the locker room fun, but it was also a skill locker room. Yeah. And if you're gonna say the mistake should have been not firing Snit and letting Ron go, that's where the mistake should be then.
Right. I agree.
Let me tell you the best thing I saw to Ron Washington when he was coaching the Texans. You probably remember this. When that pitcher tossed that ball to him, when he was coming out to make a pitching change, and that pitcher tossed that ball to him, he grabbed that pitcher by the arm and said, "Boy, don't you ever toss this ball to me. You put this ball in my hand." And just threw him back to the locker room. He grabbed him like he was his son and chastised him right there on that mound. And that's what made me a Ron Washington fan. Say, "Nope, you ain't gonna do me like that, partner.
You ain't gonna be disrespecting me." Jerome, what's going on? He's in the house.
How many arrows the Braves have made since Ron Washington has been out of the fold?
Right.
Yeah, they made a lot of base running errors for sure.
Yeah, base runner with EY it being gone, but the defense of the infield, like it's crazy. So the defense is suffering and the base running has suffered since both have left the organization.
Why the Angels base running and defense has improved profusely.
Yeah, sure.
Jerome Case, what's up, bro? He said the Braves leadership is trying to reduce costs and keep top value so they can be sold. The president said Ron would have beat him while smoking a Newport. That's hilarious. All right, gentlemen, let's move on for the Braves report. That was good stuff, good conversation. Let's move on. We're going to our 5 of 5 moment. This is the segment of the show where we have 5 topics where we talk for 5 minutes. Our panelists have 1 minute apiece to talk about the subject at hand. 45-second single screen. Then once they get on group screen, they got 15 seconds to conclude what they have to say. And once we get to that minute, if they go over the minute, we're going to mute them. And then while they are talking, Reverend Night Nation, feel free to chime in by posting whatever you feel about that particular topic. And the VP has given us the instructions to cue Lunas. So he has spoken. We will follow on what he said. We are queued up for 5 for 5. We don't know if Coach is going to join us in this segment. He got some issues going on with his audio. But nevertheless, we got Ho and Red to hold it down for us if he's not joining us. So let's do this, gentlemen. Let's start these 5 topics. as we talk about 5 for 5. What's our first topic? Let's do it. First topic on the horizon is simply this. Knicks denied access to multiple coaches. They went for the coach in Houston, Minnesota. They even made a pitch to your coach in the ATL. What's really going on? With that being said, Red, you're on the clock, bro. What you got to say? Go.
Man, Knicks, if you was at a bank and they was looking over your credit report, it must be super, super low because you just been denied and declined by everybody. I mean, Lord, Knicks, you can't get a loan to get a cup of coffee in these days, man. But I guess it's just typical Knicks, y'all. I mean, they fired the coach without a plan. They said they had a few names in mind, but a few names that was already employed. Knicks, when you say you got a few names in mind, you might want to have a few names that are available, not a few names that are employed by other teams. I mean, y'all have been declined by everybody, man. See, you might go to the college ranks and ask for Dan Hurley, Tom Izzo, Gino Auriemma. They might decline y'all too. Whereas the Knicks gonna be in the high schools eventually looking for a coach because they just been declined by everybody.
Oh, what you gotta say, man?
This is the corporate way of saying, I'm going to hit on your wife, because they have just basically just disrespected all organizations. Every time they should make a rule to find any NBA team to contact a team that's already on the contract. They should fine them for that, to be honest with you. No plan, and this is the funniest thing. New York has outplayed their hand. They are not the New York that they think they are. So with that being said, they have no plan, and honestly, they should just let the NBA just coach their team from here on out.
Coach, what you got to say, man?
Well, I saw where the Knicks asked about Doc Rivers. The Milwaukee Bucks gave the Knicks they didn't want to interview Doc Rivers, so he's out. Leon Rose and James Dolan need to be in front of a microphone trying to explain how they messed up this entire Knicks organization and what they're going to try to do to recover, because they have messed up this team for a while now. It's ridiculous. No, those two have just butchered this operation.
All right. The president said it's apparent that coaches would rather interview for the opening at the New Jersey Generals. The VP said Nostradamus with the corporate bars. This is the corporate version of hitting on your wife. That's classic. That's a classic moment.
Please make that a commercial.
Oh, for sure. That was classic. Matter of fact, I think it was Red. Did you say they were going? They probably going to go to the college ranks. They actually, what I heard, they tried to see if Jay Wright, former Villanova coach, was interested in the job, and he turned them down as well. And this thing is going to really turn back.
They get declined by everybody. They're going to be in high school after a while.
So the word on the street is that they're going after.
Rev, you better keep your phone available. They're gonna be in the high school ranks saying, Rev, we heard you used to coach Rays High, Rev. You want to give us a chance?
Well, I heard that they're going after the Taylor guy, but possibly the Taylor guy who's in Memphis, as well as Mike Brown, who was in Sacramento. The interesting thing is that the name Mike Malone, who's an NBA champion, has not come up. So maybe Jokic must have really thrown salt on Mike Malone, because many folk I would think Mike Malone would be the one you really want to talk to, because he did work for Sacramento, and Sacramento did him wrong when they was making some progress with Boogie Cousins. And then he went over to Denver and made them a champion. So Mike Malone has been successful everywhere he's gone. And New York can't go through a decline because they have gone to the pinnacle in the Eastern Conference Finals by reaching it. Next thing is making that leap to the NBA Finals. So they shouldn't go on the decline. Shouldn't be on the decline. They need to continue to elevate. So it's going to be interesting to see if they get a coach, and if they have a coach by this time rather next week. All right, let's move on. Our 5 minutes are up. Next topic. Let me cue the Lunas again, and we just need to keep him going. Next topic on hand. Is Giannis really staying in Milwaukee? What's up with that? Let's go, Ho.
Giannis is a lawyer guy, so this could be very, very possible. Depending on, I guess it would depend on his brother. He probably waiting on his brother to see which direction he wants to do, so he can have his bodyguard with him wherever he goes. Then he's going to follow suit. So I think it's very possible that Giannis can stay in Milwaukee because of loyalty. I think where he grew up at, loyalty is a big thing. So I think, I think this is a culture thing. So yeah, I can see Giannis staying in Milwaukee because of loyalty. The big city of New York and the big city of all these other towns, I don't think it really interests him. I mean, I think what the Hawks hid him in the basement or something like that. So yeah, he's not real interested in trying to be the front line of the organization. I think loyalty is big for Giannis, and I think he could stay.
Coach.
Giannis too busy playing with his daughter to work. He don't care. He like H.O. said, he gonna try to make it work in Milwaukee. He gonna stay there, and they gonna pay him, and he might win. He might not win another title. He got one. I guess he say, I'm good. My legacy is secure. And I don't know anybody gonna try to pick him up at the price he wants, though. That's gonna be the thing, the price he trying to get.
Ray, what you gotta say, man?
Well, Horace, you was hitting on it a little bit about the reasons Giannis will want to stay in Milwaukee, but you didn't make this the main reason and allow me to do it for you. What did you just say? He's a loyal guy. Now, when you think about the teams that could possibly want Giannis to come and play with them, the Lakers, the Warriors, the Hawks, the Knicks, who is it that they don't want? And who is it that might not be allowed to have a spot on the team like he is in Milwaukee? That is his brother. In Milwaukee, Giannis and his brother can do whatever they want. He can have a spot on the team, be his bodyguard, be his enforcer, whatever his brother wants. Giannis Antetokounmpo, you got it. In Milwaukee, with the Lakers, with the Hawks, the Warriors, some of these other big teams, you think they allow Giannis' brother to come? You think the Lakers gonna sign Giannis and his brother? No. You think the Warriors gonna sign Giannis and his brother? You think any of these big market teams gonna be putting up with the entire Antetokounmpo family? No. They just want Giannis.
All right, you've gone over your minute. And I should have paused you 30 seconds ago because you have the audacity to talk about the Lakers wouldn't do it. We have precedent. There's somebody named Bronny James on the Lakers. There's somebody named Bronny James on the Lakers. Excuse me, sir.
That spot already taken up. We ain't got a spot for his brother.
Yeah, so there is precedent that you all like nepotism in the Lakers. All right, and then, yeah, we can't let you go. Brody had just entered the chat. No doubt about it. We all over it. We can't let Red get away with that one. Can't let Red get away with that. All right, on to the next topic. And Antonio Brown, the troubled wide receiver, former great for the Pittsburgh Steelers, is wanted for a crime. What says you about this? I'm sorry, this is on Red. What says you, Red? I'm sorry,
Man.
Red.
Here I go. Man, I don't know what's going on, Antonio. To me, dude, it just getting worse and worse. You are proving that football saved your life at that point, because had you not been playing football, dude, you probably already be in jail right now. You have just become a complete menace to society off the field, man. I mean, if it one of those incidences with the moving truck, with the throwing stuff over the balcony, with all the other crazy stuff you don't been involved with, now you trying to kill somebody. Now they want you for attempted murder. And I don't know where you think you can hide, Antonio Brown, unless you don't been smart and left the country. Yeah, but I know you ain't smart enough to do nothing like that. So I know your dumb butt still here. And they gonna find you, and they gonna catch you, and they gonna charge you. And this is gonna be another sad sports case of another guy with talent and just wasted it all. And now he gonna end up behind bars. This is just a sad, sad case, Antonio Brown.
Oh, what you got, man?
I mean, what are we expecting? Are we surprised? Somebody who has seeked attention his whole life. And I'll be the first to tell you that Antonio Brown hadn't healed from some childhood trauma. So he's still seeking attention that he didn't get as a child. So this doesn't surprise me at all. And I just hope we can all circle around and pray for Antonio Brown to seek healing quicker than going to jail. But you can't be surprised, because this is an attention-seeking type of situation for Antonio Brown. But we're gonna pray for him.
Coach.
Oh, he come back for this topic.
Let oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry.
Not.
Let's be honest.
We're gonna ban you from this show in a minute, man. This is the last one we go over, Coach.
We're gonna try to get it together. Let's be honest. Was Antonio Brown the same after that hit? Was he actually doing all this crazy stuff before that hit by Burfict? Was he acting this big a fool? No.
That's a good point. No, I don't think so. No, not really.
He wasn't acting this big a fool. And Burfict hit him, and ever since then, he act like somebody that escaped from Alcatraz all of a sudden. I mean, just doing crazy stuff, going around being crazy. It's just, I hate that for him, and it's got to be a brain thing. He don't want to admit it. I mean, he's saying crazy things. He's doing crazy things. I ain't gonna directly say that's the reason, but it's a contributor.
All right. Let's see. Going back to the last topic by Giannis, Sister Harris said, "My thoughts exactly, Brownlee with the face mask." AB just wasted so much talent, the president said. The VP said they'll find AB in the glove compartment of an 85 Monte Carlo. Amani Newsom, the Lakers allow dad and son, but they draw the line with brothers. Make that make sense. He coming for you,
lady.
AB, another head case, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Dante says, Coach, I disagree 100% about that hit. His college teammates said he was the same way in college. Ryan Clark said Brown got worse after he signed his new contract. Any retort, Coach?
I mean, okay. Did you hear about all this kind of acting in college? He may have, but was it really big time like he doing now with what's going on with him?
Well, here's the difference, Coach.
Was it really that?
Hold on, Coach. What college did Antonio Brown go to? What college did Antonio Brown go to?
Central Michigan.
Nobody heard about him.
Central Michigan.
Yeah, my point is nobody heard about him for it to really be big news. When's the last time we talked about anybody from a mid-major college? We haven't really talked. Like Steve McNair, because he was a Heisman Trophy candidate. Shedeur Sanders when he was at Jackson State. But people like Antonio Brown, and that was only because Shedeur was only because of his daddy being there. So, those are the type of stories we weren't going to hear about. So it could be true that the hit could have complicated it, but the situation may have already been there.
Okay. While Dante's saying that, VP, shut up. I ain't talking to you. With the Steelers, you're looking at Pittsburgh. All these really just far out things he didn't do when he got to Pittsburgh. So either like I said, when he left Pittsburgh, all this stuff is going on. He didn't go far out like he is now, with all these throwing stuff out of a window and doing all this crazy stuff. He was foolish, but he wasn't he played. He was on the field and he was heading toward the Hall of Fame. Still might make it.
But Coach, to Dante's point, I think the contract did mess him up.
He's not healed anyway.
Yeah, let's be honest. The money made him think that he was untouchable. And that's when he started some extra shenanigans. I can't necessarily blame the hit is the reason why he said he thought it was a good idea to film Mike Tomlin's post-game talk. I can't blame that on him. Let me go back. Dante said, Coach, that hit to me is an excuse. Every situation Brown has found himself has involved money. This is just who he is. And then this is what Coach was referring to. Words to the wise. The coach shows Metro. You go to prison. That's funny. All right, here we go. Let's go to the next topic.
Oh, Lord.
Cincy's front office, they are having problems signing their first 2 draft picks. They are trying to act brand new, even though there's a collective bargaining agreement that makes signing rookies easier. What says you, Red? Go.
Lord have mercy. I just cannot believe the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, it's like they doing this to themselves. They sabotaging themselves. All the good luck and good draft picks that they have been fortunate to find themselves able to add to their team, and they still pull these moves like this. You tried to pigeonhole Joe Burrow. You tried to mess with Jamar Chase and his money. All these contract issues, you make them so bad that you have to do them at the last minute and pay them the most money possible, and you put yourself in a hole. You putting yourself in a hole with Trey Hendrickson. You could have signed his deal 2 years ago, and now 2 years later, he's still looking for money. This doggone rookie you just drafted a few months ago, you can't even get him in a camp because you're trying to mess with his contract, put language in there that don't make sense. I mean, like Rev said, they already set the collective bargaining agreement for you, Cincinnati. You don't really have to do much negotiating on the rookie contract. It's already set up for you, and you still can't get it right. Man, folks, you talk about my Falcons, man. Cincy, Paul Brown, dude, it's time for you to step down and retire. We need some new blood in the Cincy front office. I'm done.
Hope.
I got 6 letters for Cincinnati front office. IN Deed. Indeed.com. They need a new financial they need a new financial person, and they need to go to Indeed.com and put a hire out there immediately, because their organization is going to get screwed if they don't find somebody to manage their finance. It's the easiest thing to do. I mean, the breakdown is real simple. You already slide it for the money. Just go ahead and sign your pick. I mean, why draft them? They should have just gave away their draft picks. They weren't gonna sign them. I mean, the Falcons could have used some of them picks. At least we ain't got no problem signing them. But yeah, Indeed.com, I would suggest for Cincinnati Bengals.
Coach.
Well, I for one am glad to see that they're trying to get it together, even though they're not. So they're gonna be that team that's gonna score 35 points and give up 45. Just like last year, they were 4-4 in 30-point games. So they're gonna be worse than that this year because they can't stop anybody. Good job, Cincinnati. Thank you for at least getting us second place.
So Coach is going the divisional rival route with his comment. I got you. All right, the VP said Vontaze Burfict ain't wanted by the cops, going back to the AB situation. He also says the Bengals organization misspelled their name in the SAT, missing out on those automatic 2 points. The Minnesota Vikings just entered the chat. Armani Newsom said Cincy has always been a poverty franchise, needs a front office turnaround. Last topic for 5 for 5. Rodgers, Aaron that is, arrives to Steelers camp. Oh, what's your thoughts about Aaron Rodgers finally in the Pittsburgh saddle? Go.
Coach called this out last week, and he gave me some lottery numbers that did not hit. So I'm disappointed in the lottery numbers that didn't hit, but I'm sure Coach is glad that Rodgers is in there. I'm not really expecting much other than, especially if he don't go across the middle, because that seems to be his thing. I'm interested to see the mix between Arthur Smith and Aaron Rodgers and see who's going to have the trump card. So I'll be interested to see. It's can't miss TV as far as I'm concerned.
Red, jump in there.
It was good to have him finally show up and finally have this story to be over with. Like Host said, definitely gonna add some entertainment to Pittsburgh this year, especially the dynamic between him and Arthur Smith. We know those are two passionate guys, so the first time they have an issue will be interesting to watch. I believe him. I believe that he respects Mike Tomlin to the highest degree. So I don't think it's going to be any issue with those two. As long as he stays, I mean, if he plays solid, Pittsburgh to be in the middle of things, as long as he's healthy. I believe him and DK Metcalf can have a good rapport. Like I say last week, I still wish the guy they traded to Dallas, Pickett was over here, because I would love to see both of those guys with Rodgers. But like I say, the Steelers are the Steelers. Their defense will be there. They'll eventually work out the contract with TJ Watt, and they'll be right in the middle of things. Coach, like you said, Spencer's problems may or may not derail them, but your Steelers will be right in the thick of things until Rodgers falls off at the end of the season like usual.
All right. It's amazing that Coach's audio definitely didn't work during this topic. All right. The VP said Aaron Rodgers' knee cartilage and Achilles tendon just entered the chat. That's funny. All right. It's going to be interesting to see what Aaron Rodgers can do. Considering the tomfoolery that took place this offseason, if anyone can handle this situation with any kind of class and not allow it to blow too much smoke, Mike Tomlin is that guy. Coach is showing us his head. We'll see if he has a comment. You got one comment for this topic?
Well, like I said, I told everybody he was gonna show up this week. He showed up, and so far so good. You know, it's hard to say August and September right now, but so far he did everything he do. So hey, I'm not gonna say anything different. I'm trying to keep positivity. So far so good.
All right, Coach, we're going to have to stop it right there because you were speaking in technological tongues right there. Because we didn't really hear nothing you said, man. But you're good with Roger. That's the main thing we got. So we're going to pause it right there for you, Coach. Armani said, Steelers won't be making a deep playoff run either way. VP said Tomlin just updated his resume, Indeed.com username. That's funny. All right. I know Coach will have a retort if his technology wasn't failing him today. All right, that was good stuff, gentlemen. Thank y'all for participating 5 for 5. I'm tempted to give Coach another shot because I know he wants to say something about what Armani just posted, saying that they won't make a deep playoff run. Let's try. Cross your fingers. Say a prayer. Are you there, Coach?
Armani,
There you go.
we won't be the Steelers may not be making a deep playoff, and we won't be making a cross our fingers moment and hope you come back on the show.
Oh,
Coach with his Roger and Zapp impersonation.
Hey, VP, y'all done paid Brock Purdy all that money. Let's see if he gonna get San Francisco to the Super Bowl. Y'all done thrown all that money at him.
Coach just throwing shots at everybody
now.
Live,
boy. He ready to
That's right. Man. I'm fine. I'm already mad. Well, I'm gonna tell y'all. Rev,
you better be careful. It's Chiefs next. He gonna throw something at Mahomes.
Real quickly, Rev, and I'm gonna be serious. Over in this area yesterday, the transformer, whatever it was, had a bad lightning strike on the serious side, and they've been having troubles ever since. So they trying to fix it. I don't know when they gonna make it out, but I mean, it was right. Actually, I was right next door to the place, so we scrapping for nickels here. But I'm trying to keep it going. But yeah, all y'all keep coming at me. I'm gonna get my revenge all year when the Steelers are winning, and y'all gonna be like, "Yeah, I knew the Steelers." Shut up! I don't want to hear it then.
No, Coach, you're making a bold prediction. Now I need you to put your chest out. What's the bold prediction?
Yeah,
I'm standing on.
What you standing on, Coach? Are they gonna win that division?
No, they're gonna finish at least second. They're gonna make the playoffs. Now, and just like Kendrick Perkins said, it's gonna be like all the Steelers gonna go to grandma's house because everybody gonna eat.
So let me ask you this. Here's another prediction.
Yes,
Will they win a playoff game?
I'm saying they are. I'm saying as long as we don't have to go to Arrowhead where it's cold and crazy, I think everybody else can be had. Don't have to go to Arrowhead. I don't like Arrowhead because they don't look too good there. Buffalo, I stopped being scared of them because Josh Allen running out of time. Baltimore, we split with them every year, so it ain't no big thing. No, all them other teams, the Chargers, they predicting big.
All right, go. We're doing a pregame. We're doing the NFL pregame. Preseason talk, Coach.
Coach done put on his Steelers shirt and everything. Go ahead and show him, Coach. Show him the shirt.
Coach ready to do the NFL preview show already, man. We in June. We got another month and a half to go, man.
Look at Armani.
Get my Falcons talk ready.
Armani said when his schedule changes, he'll be back. I want you to come back, Armani. I miss you, dog. On the real, I miss you. I ain't seen the piano.
Jameson, aka Joe Black, said,
Coach, I can show you the piano if you want to.
Said, talk your talk, Coach. Armani said, winning. What y'all winning with one-leg Rodgers?
All right. Hey. This.
Well, money gets some shots in.
Armani, aren't you a Falcons fan?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, so you should be very careful and measured about what you say about other teams. Be measured now. Don't.
Red. Coach coming for your team. He coming for your team. He said, y'all better be careful what y'all say now.
Get on our money, Coach, not my Falcons. Yeah.
Well, I'm talking. What Jerome say? What did Jerome say?
I think lightning struck more than a transformer of Coach thinking that the Steel is going to the playoffs.
Who is your team? Who is your team, Jerome? I'm waiting on this.
Coach, you need to pull out the shank like you be pulling out the shank on wins. Pull
yes,
that
sir.
shank out.
Thank you.
Pull that shank out.
Now, Coach, lead the Falcons out of this. Joe Black
okay, I'm going to lead him out of it.
Say, you working on the plank, Coach. Watch it now. You walking on the plank, Coach. Watch it now. That's funny. All right, man. Let's get ready to go because I got an appointment at 1:00 and I can't continue this banter, but I look forward to NFL season, and we'll be back talking NFL football in just a few. Here we go. Who has the right to do what, when, where, and how? Red, are you standing on the one that you gave at the beginning of the show? Or do you have another?
I got another one.
All right, who has the right to do what, when, where,
how? Kevin Durant. You have the right to start ignoring online people or just folks getting at you, period. I am getting sick and tired of you having to clap back at everybody that just offends you online. Here you go throwing out all your accolades. Oh, I did this. I did that. I'm living my best life. Obviously, you not. If you got to clap back with a bunch of doggone nobodies and folks on social media, dude, you just sound completely, like Rev said, weak-minded and just not tough, man. I mean, put your big boy pants on for once. Let one of these media folks say whatever. You are NBA, soon to be NBA Hall of Famer, great top 75, top 100 player of all time, and you just can't ignore the small talk or the little internet banner from some folks who you have no idea who they are, where they stay, or what they about, man. Come on, Kevin Durant. You have the right to just, get some thick skin for once in your doggone life and stop responding to every little thing, boy. Come on. Jeez. Come on, man. I know Coach loving this.
All right. Ho, what you got, man? Who has the right to what, when, where, how?
Hey, Ho.
Carmelo Anthony, you have the right to just be a dad and stop responding to 1v1 talk. You are retired.
Mm-hmm.
Your son is headed to Syracuse where you went to school. Just enjoy being the dad on the sideline and cheering for your son, because the response to the 1v1 and possibly getting you out there, it's not gonna go well for you. So I would stay away from Michael Beasley, stay away from Joe Johnson, stay away from all those guys who you would probably lose in a 1v1. So you have the right to just be a dad and just root for your son. Come on, Carmelo, stay on the sideline.
Coach, who has the right to do what, when, where, how? Go.
Caitlin Clark, you have the right to come back and make a splash today, because right now the New York Liberty is the only undefeated team. You have a right to come back and lead your team to an upset victory on live nationwide TV over the New York Liberty today. Show why they missed you. See if you can come back and win and beat the Liberty and upset them on national TV.
All right, and Atlanta Braves, weather permitting, you have the right to beat the worst team in baseball, the Colorado Rockies. No excuses. Do what you got to do if you're going to salvage this season in some form or some fashion. with that being said, we're going to get ready to put a bow on episode 381. Jerome K said, Anthony and Kevin Durant, you have the right to talk your talk and keep giving us quality fan engagement. We love it. It's the internet with an S. All right. With that being said, we thank y'all for watching the Red and Rev Sports Show episode 381. We thank Horace for hanging out with the fellas today. Please catch the Sports Roundtable on Wednesdays. I believe at 6 or 7 o'clock. Which one?
7 to 9.
7 to 9. Matter of fact, man, I might be able to join y'all this summer because now Bible study's over, so I'll let you know. But nevertheless,
let me know.
We look forward to another episode.
I'll let you know when I got a Wednesday off hard.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I love to have you guys on.
All right, we'll be back. Episode 382, same Facebook page, same YouTube channel, next Saturday, 11 o'clock. Peace and love, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your sports weekend. And let's pray that some more eyes will get on the NBA Finals. Peace and love, everybody.
Play 381. Play 381 as your cash 3 number today.
There you go. That's right, baby.
That's Horace's statement. That is not approved by the Red and Red Sports Show, but that's his statement.
Yeah.
Peace and love, everybody. We're out of here.
Peace.